Good morning. This is Cowgirl Plexus. I'm back to talk about another product. This time, I've already had my Slim. This time, I'm going to talk about the Plexus 96. I have been taking it. It's the kind of protein go pack is what they call it. It's gluten-free, and I have learned to mix it. I was taking protein drinks before, so I know some of them have scoops in it, and they're just about this size. They're 1-2 tablespoon size, and I use it with my 96 vanilla flavor in a one glass that makes a blended drink that'll fit in this size glass. I think this is about a 16 ounce, maybe a little bit more. And I have a recipe I'm going to read to you. I usually put the bullet, you can use a bullet size blender or the Hamilton Beach. The smallest size one is called one serving glass blender. The blade is strong enough on the Hamilton Beach to use ice in it, to blend ice as well. So I really like it. And just about the exact amount that's in the blender will fit in that glass. Now, different people use lots of ice and make a frosty blender out of it, but I prefer to use one scoop. There is a level on this scoop, but it's approximately 2 tablespoons. This is 2 tablespoons, or you can do 1.5, or even 1 if you find that it's best for your system. Or maybe if you're having 2 or 3 a day, you would only want to take 1 tablespoon. This is a concentrated powder. I put the ice, a third of a stevia size blended extract stevia is what I use. And I only use about a third of this package in one of my glasses. I don't need now taking Plexus Slim. I don't have a sweet tooth that much anymore. I don't crave sweets so this is usually along with the fruit. It's just enough. Some of you may not even want to use the fruit, and that's fine. This will make about a week's worth of blended glass drinks. If you want to have 2 a day, 1 or 2 a day will last. A package will last a week. It's supposed to be taken all at once, but it's too much. It's too much for 1 glass. So I put the ice in, 2 cubes of ice. I put the powder, the stevia. Then I'm going to read off the rest of it here that I've been making. It is a half sliced banana, a half a cup of blueberries. They can be fresh blueberries or they can be frozen blueberries. A half a cup of cut up fruit, fresh, peach, pears, whatever you may have, or it can be canned. It can be fruit cocktail, any kind of fruit, and I only use up a couple of teaspoons or a half a cup. I use the celery tops because I'm buying fresh celery all the time, snacking on it now. So I use the tops off of a celery, not buy just the sticks. I'm very economical, thrifty, or whatever you want to call it. So I'm always looking for the freshest but cheapest produce. and the celery leafy part has little bitty stems on it. So I wash it really, really good, so all the disinfectant and everything, whatever they put on it for keeping the bugs off, is no longer in the taste of the fresh produce, the leafy produce. And I rinse it really well, and I cut it up in little bitty small bites and put it in, and it's usually one whole stalk. It has two little side things with the leaves on it, and I use all of that in one blender mixture. And 1 cup of milk. It can be milk, almond milk, coconut milk, 1% slim, no fat milk, whatever you choose to your taste. And then I blend this together in the mixture, and you can usually tell when the ice melts and it's not making noise anymore. When all the, I forgot the spinach. The very last thing I put in it is a produce bag, like a fresh packaged spinach. I will also use the mix greens, and it's hard to tell, but it's usually a smashed down cup on the very top of the blender. I leave the the spinach and the whatever I've chosen to the very last. And when that is all dissolved, and you will be able to tell when the blender's running that it turns a green drink and you don't see any leaves or any blueberries or anything running around in there, that's when it's done. Don't hear the ice clacking, and you don't hear anything, and it looks all smooth and all moving around. That's when it's done. And I take it out and pour it before I unhook it, because it's kind of messy, into the glass as much as I can. All of it usually comes within a half inch or inch of the top. And then I clean or rinse out right away the plastic container with the blade in it. And sometimes you can put it in the dishwasher. But I wash it out right away, and it's ready for the next time. And I can have 2 of those. I usually have one after I drink my Slim, and then I don't have breakfast until later, like a breakfast lunch. And I'll have a sandwich or a chicken tender, just cooked and put in the salad. And then I'll have another blender sometimes in the afternoon, or I've been starting to take another Slim in the afternoon, like I explained to you when I was taking it, that some of the ladies tell me, and they do like to have that picker-upper after lunch. So I've learned that I can use 2, and it sustains me for anything I'm going to do that's going to be athletic or moving around or being alert all that day. Now, there's one other thing that I like. It gives me a crunchy satisfaction. It satisfies my sweet tooth, and that's a fruit salad drink a fruit salad bowl that Lillian gave me the recipe for this. Lillian Reed, my friend from Dallas, and it is it's called a cranberry fruit salad. So I'm going to read you what's in that, okay? It's 1 package of Jell-O, and if that's your flavor, I use this sugar-free, either cranberry, strawberry, or cherry. I find I like cherry the best. You can mix the hot water, the boiling water, with the package of Jell-O and stir it up really good to mix it. And then I use the juice from the fruit that I add to this. If I don't have enough, I add a little bit more water to make the other cup. And sometimes I cheat a little bit and don't put that much water or liquid for that second cool down cup of liquid to mix the Jell-O. And then I put that in the refrigerator to let it start to gel, because once it's begun to gel and it's still not quite firm, that's when I mix the fruit in. So let me tell you what fruit I put in it. Half a cup of celery chopped fine, and a half a cup of apple chopped. I use Gala or Delicious, and don't use the whole thing. You're using a half a cup, so sometimes it's just a half an apple. Sometimes it's not quite that much. It's a little over a quarter. Then I use 3/4 chopped walnuts. I use walnuts instead of pecans because walnuts are good for you to keep your hair from turning gray. Did you know that? I didn't know it, but as I got older, I found it out. And it's really, really good for you. There's something in there, and I'll have to think about what it is that keeps it from letting your hair turn so gray so quickly. Anyway, a half a cup of mandarin oranges, the little small ones in the can. I only use a half a cup of those. You can slice them up, or you can just use them plain. They do dissolve easily. And a half a cup of crushed pineapple, and 1/2 package of dried cranberry that comes, Ocean Spray has it in 2 different sizes, and it really doesn't matter. It just depends on how many cranberries you want in your salad, which one I buy, but I only use a half of that package. And it usually comes to a cup or half a cup. It's other thing I do with this, which sometimes has something to do with why I don't put the full liquid in the other Jell-O mix, and that is I put water, and the cranberries sit in the water for maybe an hour before I start making this. That way the cranberries are softer and they're easy to mix up in the Jell-O. They don't all float to the bottom. So you put this in a bowl, put the mixture that's been in the refrigerator, it has a little bit of gel to it. I put all the mixture, everything, plucks it all in, and it stirs it up good, and I put it back in the refrigerator. That will last, depending on how much you like the fruits and everything, but it's really crunchy, and it will last for one person maybe 5-6 days. I have it as dessert. It is just enough of a sweetness and a tang mixed together to be good. Now, I was going to tell you about one other product. I didn't get finished. I've done one on triplex, so I was going to tell you about this. And I've also done one on block, which I will talk about a little bit. But block is what I would take along with the Slim, the 30 days of Slim. Block and Slim come together in an order that you can purchase. A combo is what they call it. Block is for about 30 minutes before a meal, and it will definitely block up to 48% of your intake of sugar and carbs. And the ladies that take cruises tell me that they use this to before every meal. They'll go on a cruise, and you eat a whole lot. It seems like everything you are going to do or scheduled to do is to have a meal. You have 3 meals while you're on this cruise, relaxing and having fun. But you're trapped, so you can go and eat off of these nice, beautiful displays in all these different varieties of foods that you want to eat or are tempting, and take this with confidence that you're not going to lose or not going to gain weight. And you might even lose a few pounds. Some of the girls tell me that when they took these before the meal, the whole time they were on a 5-day cruise, they didn't gain a pound. Some of them told me they lost 3 pounds. So this block is really nice when you are trying to watch your weight. It is gluten-free, and I forget what is the main thing. I can look it up and tell you later. But this is not something that will help you if you are interested in starting. It's like a little fast start to take this along with Slim. Slim does a really good job by itself, but this is a little addition. The other thing I have, and I've mentioned it once before, was Nerve. Nerve is for those of us who've had diabetes. And someone asked me the other day, and I think it's true, if you have back pain, if you have like a pinched nerve or problems with a disc, slip disc or whatever, could be causing your pain in the back or shoulder, the Nerve seems to ease that pain, and it seems to go right to the cells that are around it and cause you less discomfort. Just like your feet, this will definitely rejuvenate your feelings in your feet. So if you're having neuropathy and you are having tingling in the feet, you're having tingling in your wrists or your hands, sometimes even your arms from your shoulder, the Nerve can be something that will help you. All these things do not do it overnight. You have to take them for a reasonable amount of time, and it may be for some people shorter. They may get results and feel really well, and then if they stop taking it, it comes back on them, because whatever is in here is helping the root of the problem that you have. Okay, the other one is X Factor. I mentioned it once before. This one is the multivitamin that we have. It is in capsule form, but we also have chewables. And for those of you who object to any problem of taking capsules, the chewables will be your alternate. And these have magnesium. Also, another product I talked about, I have to look it up. It has magnesium, which is the body needs a great deal. Anyway, that's what everybody uses after they get their gut in shape. They take the BioCleanse, the Bio5s, the Pro Bio5, and they will start the vitamins after that, because you've got your gut in repair. You are not having issues with belching and hiccuping and stomach pain. You cleansed yourself out, and it's okay to start vitamins to rebuild in the good bacteria of taking Probio5. The other part of the vitamins is the Omega X. They have 3, 6, 7, 9, and it's aloe vera that is in one of these, and I forget which one, but there's some natural things that go along with it. It covers the fish oil in the omega field. I take these and the X Factor 2 a day, one in the morning and one in the evening. And the Nerve I take 2 a day because I have neck and back issues. I think that's all of them for now. There are a couple of other products that are capsules that I'll talk about at another time. And I'm here to remind you that I am Cowgirl Plexus on YouTube and Instagram. And on Facebook, I'm Plexus Trail under the name of Jean Waters Uzzle. And I would like to ask you to join me in taking Plexus, and you can find me on those places. Thank you. Good trails. Bye. Happy trails. Forgot what it was. Bye.